biggest thing is to be present for as much as possible and having a life by design, not just later, but now
Today.
and today and throughout. I think when you're young, or when I was young, maybe it's different for other people. When I was young, I thought that I can take over the world. I thought I'd be on Forbes 30 under 30, Like I think you believe that you are you are capable of a lot of things, but you think that you're going to be so much bigger than you actually are when it takes a minute to really realize like what's actually important for me, for you, for anyone.
Right.
And I guess what I realized was important was not necessarily the big giant goal of being on stage, but it was really to just be there for me and everyone around me. And so it's still creating impact and changing lives, but just in a different way. And so I guess an example for this year or even this past year, I used to in real estate, strive to push to close maybe 20 mil in sales. And that was kind of the benchmark for us, 21, 22. And in 20 it was like 15, 21 it was 18, 22 was 20 mil. That's a lot of sales and it was a lot of time. And not that we're not pushing for that as a goal, but I could this year I wanted to focus on taking time off
Right.
and focusing on my health and all the other things that are important to me. And I think I traveled for a month. I travel maybe
Yeah.
4 to 6 times out of the year. I take long weekends, and I never used to do that. And I still, can't go on everything that I want to go on this nowadays. But for sure, I go on at least 2 to 3 times more vacations. I take
Right. You do.
I take way more time off. I don't work as late as I normally do because back, 20 to 22, I was in the office before 7. I got to the gym at 5 to 5:30, so I could be in the office at 7, and I didn't get home till maybe 7 or 8, and that really depended on if I had an appointment, and I worked on Saturday. Mostly, I would work on Sunday sometimes. So, I was pushing a lot of time, and now at this point, I think I'm probably averaging closer to about 50 to 60 hours a week,
Hmm.
which is much less than what it normally was, and I travel way more often.
A
So
lot
that's
more.
something that I want to focus on. And it's okay, if I don't break the world and do all these different things because what's more important to me is that now my nieces and nephews know my name. You know,
Yeah.
that was like it was heartbreaking to me that I'd missed, 5 or 6 years of those kids' lives, my family, and just seeing a lot of the different things that I miss, my friends' lives, the weddings that I'm not invited to because I just kind of sacrificed a lot within my business, and now just trying to rebuild those different things. I don't want to be the guy that's just working all the time
Right.
that's
Right.
successful. And I thought that was the cool thing, to be the cool uncle that was really rich and wore nice suits and drove a nice car and was just never really around. But it wasn't really like the actual life by design. So I kind of lost sight of that, and I'm really just trying to focus on getting back to that. And that's gonna deal with again growing the team. That's gonna deal with being more efficient with my time. That's gonna deal with multiplying my time by doing things that I'm a little bit uncomfortable with within our business, like content and doing all these different
Hmm.
things to leverage the little time that I have because I am dedicating more to other things. Because I think at the end of the day, I could probably easily get back to that level of business that I had, but it would not be worth what it would cost. And that's not a life by design. That's a good life, but not by my standards.
That's right. Yeah, not in alignment with your
Yeah.
values. And what stands out to me, and it will come. I know you
Hmm.
know that as well. You can have the production goals that you want with what you're doing by getting uncomfortable and
Yeah.
adding in your video marketing, adding in a little slight different structure in who you're talking to every day. You can
Right.
create efficiencies and you can still hit the goals.
Right.
Maybe it'll
Right.
take 10 months to 16 months longer. Okay. What's amazing to me is now your nieces and nephews and any other family that may have been annoyed with you, now they're not seeing you as the realtor, they're seeing you as the uncle, the brother, the, son, the whatever, the fill in the
Mhm.
blank. And the other people that you can impact in the industry are still seeing you, and they're seeing you through what you're doing with video marketing and with how you carry yourself and how
Mhm.
you lead your team and your business. So
Mhm.
it's I think that's cool. I think that your family's going to see you as family and everyone else can see you as the realtor.
Yeah.
It's great. And you are right. I can tell you, you need to be on guard to keep an eye on making sure it doesn't creep back in. I believe that you have had a watershed moment where it's not going to creep back in. And if it
Mhm.
does, I believe it will be by choice for a season. You may do a full court press for 8 weeks, but it's not ever going to get out of
Right.
control again.